It's day. Well, actually, we're like 3 months into it in the van life right now. We have a diffuser now. We put lavender and eucalyptus in here. It keeps out all the mosquitoes. So another thing that changes, this actually works now, so we can wash dishes in here. And I don't think there's anything else.
Tell them our story. Tell them our story.
Tell
them the story.
What story?
How we got in this position.
Say your name, where you're from.
My name is Juliet. I'm from New Mexico. And
what did you do before this?
What I did before this was not living in a van. Went to school, worked at a casino, and didn't like it because I was studying environment sustainability, intro to sustainability, learning about our planet and our communities and how we can make them better. And the way I was living at the time, I lived with my parents. Love my parents. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for letting me stay at the house. But living with my parents, and then I realized when working at a casino and serving people food, in the food business, food and beverage service, it's hard. You watch food go to waste, you watch people gamble their life away, and you don't want that. And I had to get out of that situation, and then so I decided to go on serviceyear.org, sign up for this Texas Conservation Corp work where they help Gulf restoration and removal of invasive species and planting native plants. And it's all was in Texas, Houston, Texas. And so this was during June, and I knew I was going to do this, and I was like, okay. So I told my boyfriend at the time, well, my boyfriend now, that I was going to leave, and then he jumped on board with it, called, he applied to, we both got the job, and we decided that we didn't want to pay monthly for an apartment over here. We didn't want to spend $600 a month or $600, whatever, how much money a month to pay for an apartment that we weren't gonna be there for most of the time. So we decided to buy a van and convert it and make it into a tiny home, a little tiny home. And that's how we got here in this position. Was our living situation, and it turned out great. I love it. I love it so much. Every time we go buying stuff, we only buy what we need, not buy what we want, because I feel like consumerism has took away of that. We always want, but we don't understand of needing. We only take what we need. But yeah, that's how this story started.
Okay, I'm gonna do one on myself.
Okay.
Oh, what is your name, or where are you from? And tell us your story on van life.
My name is Dillion Eustace. Dillion Ray Eustace. I'm born in Rio Rancho, New Mexico, but I'm from San Felipe and Santa Ana, Pueblo. My mom has worked in various jobs. My dad has worked in various jobs, mainly in security. Me, I went to high school. I don't have any further college, education, because all I did was I worked various jobs as well. But I was working at this casino, Sandia Casino, the one that my girlfriend was working at, and it was a far stretch, or it's quite a change, because I used to work outside. I used to work doing landscaping work. I was a cart attendant at a golf course. I have cooked before too, and I worked for a little business called Funnel Cake, New Mexico. Yeah, but my last job was actually cashier / cook at the casino, and it was my first inside job, and well, it was alright. It was alright starting out. I met a lot of cool people, a lot of fun people, but that business, I've been in that business for too long, and I figured I need to get out of that business because it becomes really repetitive. It becomes really frustrating, and people are not the nicest. And that's like the nicest way I could put it. I could say something else, but you know. Anyways, yeah, I was working paycheck to paycheck, living paycheck to paycheck, living with my grandpa and my brother. And one day I'm with my grandpa selling jewelry, and I get a call from Juliet, and she's saying that she went on the service here, and she's joining Texas Conservation Corp. So, you know, I didn't want her to go out there alone because I worry too much about people. And so I told her I'll go with her. And originally I wasn't going to go with her, but, you know, now I was like, you know what, I'll go with you. So I ended up applying, or I should rephrase that. She applied for me, and I got my interview within by the end of the week, and then the day after I was hired. And before I did the traditional route, and I was obviously trying to figure out which this is all recording. Okay. Oh, okay. I was trying to. What was I saying?
Traditional route.
Oh, I went the traditional route, and I was trying to look for apartments here, but in Houston, it's like the third biggest city in the United States. So finding any affordable housing within our living stipend was just impossible. So, and which also on the other end, I've always wanted to live in my van. I bought a 1990 Vanagon T3. Not the Westphalia version. I wish. Those are really hard to come by. Yeah, and I've always wanted to fix that, but paying bills and buying other stuff, and like me not budgeting my money, kind of just kept me from doing it. And now we got to the point where Juliet was looking for a van to live in, and I figured I gotta stop wasting my time. I gotta push myself. So we talked about living in a van right as soon after we got hired, and this was I think this was during the summer of last year, and we were talking about it, and then we ended up buying a Chevy 2002 Express in November. We had to buy it again because we were going to Red Hot Chili Peppers we were going to Red Hot Chili Peppers the week after. So that week we were searching for one. Finally we found one on Craigslist, and it was $3,000. So we tore everything out, and that was it. And then a month went by, and we were just putting it off. I was putting it off the whole time. I have a bad habit of doing that. And it got to the point where it was already December, and we're like, we need to work on this van. This is where we're gonna be living. Mm-hmm. So we need to do it right now. So we started working on it beginning of December, buying stuff, buying materials. I was trying to measure stuff, and when it comes to measuring stuff, I get really, I doubt myself a lot.
Picture perfect.
I get really picture perfect. Anyway,
Details.
you know, I buy the wood flooring. I put the wood flooring. No. I buy the insulation, the subflooring, and then put down the wood flooring, and then I finished putting down the wood flooring, getting close to the end of. Actually, it was mid-December, so we had about 2 weeks to start building the kitchenette and the bed. So we start on the bed first. Finally, we get the bed done, and then we do the kitchenette. Once we get the kitchenette done, then we're looking at the ceiling, and I kept wanting to put that off because, you know, it's tedious. It's tedious work. It's tedious work putting up cedar paneling. So we ended up doing this like on the very last day. Like the very last day, November 3rd, 20-degree weather. We have been going at it for like a while, every day, working little by little on this van. I'd say over the course of 2 weeks. I always say a week because it felt like we did it really fast. We got stuff done, but it took a little bit longer than that. It took like 4 weeks, basically. And so yeah, so we get it done, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm actually living in a van. With my girlfriend. But at the same time, I have never been away from home for more than 2 weeks. So it was kind of getting hard because, you know, on the one hand I didn't want to leave. On the other hand, I wanted to leave because this has always been my dream to do. Anyway, fast forward to now. I don't regret it at all. You know, it's actually more comfortable than you think. You know, I could lay this way. I'm kind of comfortable sometimes. Other times I'll just lay diagonally because like I can stretch out and stuff. But yeah, I kind of miss a bed because I can stretch out all the time whenever I want to.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that was our story. I hope you liked it.
Wait. Keep in mind that when building this van, we're not experts. We didn't have no background in any like professionalism or accreditation of being a carpenter or anything. No, we have no accreditation. We're not engineers, electricians, or anything. It was just research, online, YouTube videos, forums, Facebook groups, ask. There was a lot of stuff that came in play to this van before we both initially bought it, and it was great. You could do anything you set your mind to, and like building this van was amazing because it's beautiful, making something out of your own hands, and together was the greatest thing because it's building something out of your heart, and it's awesome, and living in it too. But yeah, that's our story. Hope you like it.
You don't need to know how to do anything. I'm serious. You don't need to know how to do anything. As long as you set your mind to it, you can accomplish it. You can build this. I didn't know what I was doing, but I built this somehow. You know, I still yeah, just take the van advice from me. But you know, you do with what you have. You get a little crafty. You might mess up on some wiring sometimes, but in the end, you made it. You have accomplished something in your life, and that's all you really need. Plus, living simple is awesome.